reported that there is a 6-to-1 arrest disparity for marijuana for the black community and minorities in Pinellas County. And that's something that we wanted to address, as actually was pointed out by one of our panelists back in 2013, where it was 5-to-1 in the city of St. Petersburg, and then the story was picked up by the Times, and it was 6-to-1 throughout the county. And with that in mind, we know that there's a lot of information as well as misinformation about marijuana, its benefits and its detriments. And so what we wanted to do was present the facts. As you know, we have this important amendment on the ballot, Amendment 2, the proposal to legalize medical marijuana. And we have to say medical marijuana because, again, there's a lot of misinformation. People say they're about to legalize weed. It's wrong. Or about to legalize weed, oh my God. So there's a lot of passion on both sides of the debate and a lot of, again, information has been put out. So we wanted to invite a panel that we felt could help us to get facts and information about this critical topic so that when we do go out and vote, let me say that again, when we do go out and vote, can I say it one more time? Yes. When we do go out and vote, that we will have all of the information that we need to make an informed decision and vote whatever it is our self-interest is. To better understand this proposal, see again, Sheriff Bob. New University in Critical Education and his master's in political science, as well as a Bachelor of Science degrees in broadcast journalism and psychology from FAMU. Go Rattlers. Chris currently serves on the executive board. Hey, let's again welcome our moderator for tonight's program, Dr. Chris Warren.
Good evening, good people.
Good evening. All right. I guess there's only a few.
Now, had some chat about marijuana and its effects on the body essentially every single day for 18 years. It's been the focus of my work and my thought and my actions. And I didn't go to graduate school to study marijuana. I went to study the mind and the brain and health and well-being. Circumstances led me to that because I was part of a quest of discovery going on in the mid-90s where scientists around the world were discovering, after several decades of investigation, how marijuana really works. And to be quite to the point, what we have learned in thousands of peer-reviewed papers since then, maybe 15, 16,000 papers, that largely point to the system that marijuana acts on being a system that promotes health and well-being in the nervous system and the immune system in the body.
I don't want to see anybody suffering. And if somebody is truly at the end of life or an end-stage illness, I don't care what they do to take themselves out of pain. They want to smoke pot, they want to do whatever they want to do, I could care less. But this amendment is not about that. This amendment really is about two things. Most particularly, it is about recreational use. And here's why I say that. Is when you look at the amendment itself, and the other thing I want to say, let me just back up for a second, is that I don't dispute at all that there are properties within marijuana that have legitimate medical value. Look at what the legislature just did, and I supported it wholeheartedly, in legalizing CBD, Charlotte's Web. And it's going to be CBD available, which comes from marijuana in oil form. You rub it on, and it will eliminate or reduce or mitigate seizures in kids.
My body, you might notice every now and then I kind of walk with a limp, usually at night. I am technically a California resident, so I am a medical marijuana patient. I have my card. If it weren't for marijuana when I had my stroke, I wouldn't be here in front of y'all. It made a big difference. It has the ability to go directly through the blood-brain barrier and ameliorate the type of harm you have from a systemic insult such as a stroke or a concussion. Basically, it'll mellow out the, you get this toxicity after you get some sort of hit to your brain, and this actually helps a lot with it. On top of helping with the physical condition, it helped me mentally. While everyone else on the 5th floor up there at Bayfront, in the stroke area, was all moaning and life was over, I was pretty happy. Every day I was getting a little bit back, and they basically used me as a goodwill ambassador for the 5th floor because I was showing them how easy it was to recover.
Need to have your car last forever. Those regulations have not been written yet, so I'm really concerned. Why is the no R2 side saying all these things as fact when the regulations haven't even been written yet and won't be written until we pass Amendment 2 and the legislation does their job?
It's largely a disingenuous argument that it won't be regulated. I've been part of a group called the Florida First Care Commission. It's actually included Sheriff Matthew of Flagler County.
You mentioned Marinol. Do you understand the pharmacological composition of what Marinol is?
What do you mean by pharmacological? Democracy is a great thing, so difference of opinion.
Actually, Wagner can answer your question. He, of course, can answer it much better. But Marinol is a single delta-9 cannabinoid.
Yes.
Inside a plant of marijuana, there are at least 64 cannabinoids, and they all do different things in concert together, and that's what makes it really effective. They took this one out. I've tried Marinol. All it does is make my eyes red. It does nothing else. It's ridiculous. I don't see the point in it. I don't know what it does. I think it's more of a placebo effect, to be honest. It doesn't have any of the anti-tumor effects that whole plant mixed with CBD.
It's been approved for nausea since the early 80s. There's an actual interesting political history that sort of medical marijuana then was putting pressure on it. But Marinol is a very high-priced drug that suffers from some of the problems of what happens. It's the difference between smoking pot versus eating a brownie. A lot of people find it much more somnolent, much more psychoactive. It knocks you on your butt much more. It's very slow to take effect.
But I guess I kind of wanted to at the age of 14 years old, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called lupus. And I started smoking marijuana at 14 years old. And I stopped probably about 6 years ago. But I can say some of the effects that Kirk talked about, or how it kind of helped, some of my symptoms of the aching, the pain, and things like that. But there was also another side to that. It also, I didn't make proper right judgments.